in second. Here comes the start of the race around Bahrain. Away we go. Who's going to get the best getaway as we wait to see the move down towards the first corner? Quite a bit of wheel spin there for Philipp Eng in the Mercedes. It's Esteban Gutierrez who's got away one, and that's Hulkenberg.
That's Hulkenberg straight into the wall.
Dino Beganovic has come off with him, so there's a big crash at turn one. The Alfa Romeo of Johnny Herbert.
And it's Johnny Herbert into the lead. What a sentence that is. Absolute chaos at the start. There's another one into the wall.
That's Gutierrez off in the wall. Johnny Herbert has taken the lead by cutting the corner, so he's got a 10-second drive-through penalty already for that. Meanwhile, Guan Yu Zhou and Philipp Eng are trying to fight it out for what is going to be the net lead of the race. There's a Williams facing backwards. I think that's Liam Payne. One of the other Alfa Romeos has gone in the wall, and it is Johnny Herbert who's out in front at the moment. We're on board with him.
Herbert started in 16th. Position. Unbelievable. We threw down at the start for the three-time Grand Prix winner. Could he win and get legendary status? Right now, he's in the best possible position as they race down to turn number 11.
And we're on board with Eng here, the Austrian. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, thinking about it earlier. Barges Herbert out of the way. He took pole and now he's back into the race lead. Herbert will not be pleased. I think there might be a bit of retribution at the end.
Schwartzman is in fourth place at the moment as we go back on board with Luca Salvadori fighting with Schwartzman and Stoffel Van Dorn. Van Dorn looked like he was heading to the barriers there after a collision.
Jimmy Broadbent up to 10th position. He did appear to take the start ahead of Nicholas Hamilton in the McLaren as we go on board with Paul Challoner, and contact between teammates. Guys, it's the first rule of motor racing, and Sadekist has hit Lucas Salvadori, and pretty much we're getting exactly what we expected. A bit of a mess at the moment. Johnny Herbert.
I think Sadekist might have had a moment there because he's dropped down to 10th place now. The yellow flag out in the middle sector. There he is, recovering from the gravel trap. Fifth place now, Jimmy Broadbent's up into third. Broadbent flying up the order. I think Herbert might have made a mistake, and this is Nico Hulkenberg trying to get back past Nicholas Latifi with Dino Beganovic around the outside in the Ferrari. This is some great racing here between three professional racers, and they're going to go three wide up towards turn four. Hulkenberg on the outside in the Racing Point. Beganovic trying to get to the outside now in the Ferrari, but it's the Williams of Nicholas Latifi that holds the place for the time being.
Beganovic trying the up and under and gets past. It's only for 15th position, but a lot of the drivers that you're looking at right now involved in a massive crash at the start. In fact, we had a crash before we'd even got down to turn one, and then again on the way to turn number 4. And that's a wide old line Beganovic is thinking of taking there. Hulkenberg up to 15th, and he will chase down Latifi. Latifi getting caught up in the chaos at the start. So Chris Hoy is in 13th position right now, behind Ian Poulter with time to make up. And Ian Poulter, earlier on, we were hearing from Matt that he was a few seconds off the pace. He's done very nicely as Beganovic tries to go around the outside. That'd be a brave move if he can make it work. There's not enough room right there at the moment. He hasn't been on the racetrack for a while. The Swedish karting prodigy stepping up to Formula 4, part of the Ferrari Driver Academy this year. Can he finally go around the outside? Yes, he can. And he had to wait a few corners for it, but he got the move done. 15th place for Beganovic.
Stayed on the track as well. We're on board here with Ian Poulter then. He's up behind Paul Challoner and Jimmy Broadbent in front. I think some of these guys have pitted now as Hulkenberg finds the inside line to get back past Beganovic down into turn one. These two having a great fight, albeit over 14th position. Philipp Eng leading the way, 11.6 seconds ahead of Stoffel Van Dorn, but Eng is yet to pit. Nicholas Hamilton up into 4th place, Johnny Herbert down to 5th. Beganovic trying the outside again, and Hulkenberg shows him the door.
These two have been glued together for the better part of 2 laps now. Hulkenberg just about getting the position as they go down to turn 8.
Coming to the final corner, Salvadori takes a huge amount of curve though, and that is going to give the run to Robert Schwartzman. You hear the beep, that means he can open the DRS, the flap in the rear wing opens up, and he cruises past. He's going to get a little bit of traffic coming out of the pits here. That's Nicholas Hamilton in the McLaren that's emerging just in front of Robert Schwartzman, and Johnny Herbert is in there behind. This is Nico Hulkenberg still side by side with Beganovic, and Esteban Esteban Gutierrez in the Mercedes has joined this fight now, so it's a three-way squabble over... And who was that? I think that's Hamilton.
Heading backwards in the McLaren after an incident, and this bid kept going for the time being. Right, on board with Esteban Gutierrez, caught up with the carnage at the start, but has gathered it all together. And just in the wheel tracks of these two, who just corner after corner after corner. And Hulkenberg can't get clear, Beganovic can't get ahead.
Philipp Eng, race leader, in the pits then. So this is his one and only pit stop on lap at the end of lap 8 of 14. And he will change, I presume, onto the... I'm not sure what tyre was on start, actually, so we'll wait and find out. But there is the attack again from Beganovic up the inside of Hulkenberg, and this is the great chance for Gutierrez to take them both. Gets on the power as they climb the hill. The next corner's a right-hander. He'll be on the outside, Gutierrez, but he's got ahead of Nico Hulkenberg for now. Oh, super late on the brakes, almost in the back of Beganovic. Keeps it together, 13th place.
Stoffel Van Dorn now leads. Lando Norris, I do not think he's in second position. Crucially, after the pit stops, it was Guan Yu Zhou who got out ahead of Philipp Eng.
On board with Esteban Gutierrez. Down the start-finish straight. Hulkenberg has got the DRS because he's close enough to the Ferrari in front. So as a result, Gutierrez is not quite close enough to make the move. Lap 8 of 14, Van Dorn leading, but has yet to pit. So the net leader, I think, is still going to be Philipp Eng in 4th place. We'll see what sort of pace Stoffel Van Dorn can do. Now, I think Lando Norris might be back in the game now.
But Zhou with an enormous lead as these two continue to battle for what is a position outside of the points at the moment. It's Zhou, Eng and Jimmy Broadbent from the back of the grid up to 3rd. We're looking at his teammate for today in Hulkenberg, who is trying to stay ahead of Gutierrez as they go up the hill to turn number 4.
On board with Gutierrez. Guan Yu Zhou leading, 9 seconds ahead of Philipp Eng in 2nd place. Jimmy Broadbent in 3rd spot. This is all of this has allowed Beganovic to get away quite a bit as Nicholas Latifi is going side by side with Luca Salvadori, and Latifi doesn't get up into 8th place. Salvadori almost in the gravel.
There's a lot of grip out there, isn't there? There's a lot of grip off the road for Salvadori, who hangs on to it for the time being. But Latifi clearly with a lot of momentum, and he's going to have DRS, and he's going to have a prime opportunity now as they go on to the main straight.
All these cars are equal, so that's why this 2019 Williams is doing okay as it carves its way past Luca Salvadori and up into 8th position. That's why you've got a Renault leading, a Red Bull 2nd, and it's all a bit of a mixed up because all the cars are equal. And here's Gutierrez. Oh, he's dummied him! He's Mansell PK87'd him down into turn 1. And Esteban Gutierrez is up into 11th place, but can Hulkenberg fight back as they come up the next straight towards turn 4? He's going to get the DRS this time. Gutierrez tries to close the door, but Hulkenberg's back through.
It was a great move, one of the best moves that we've seen so far today. Counts for very little right now. It's a yellow crash helmet and it's a Mercedes. It's not Lewis Hamilton, it's Stoffel Van Dorn, the driver who made his debut here, and he's going to surely take 2nd position. Elbows out, well, basically the entire arm out in the end there. He's got 2nd place, and, well, Ian Potts has turned up halfway through, but it's not for 2nd position. It's just at the time being, Ian Potts is in 15th place. Stoffel Van Dorn up to 2nd position. Eng, I think he's just about going to recover to the podium, but Jimmy Broadbent, if he has the lap of his life, and Eng has a few issues, he could have a sniff of the final podium position.
But Broadbent himself rides a little bit further back. Broadbent defending.
Here he
Norris
is.
Sends it to the outside. Down into turn 1, goes in super deep, and he's done it. Round the outside of the 1st corner, nicely done, but Broadbent will want to fight back to retake that 4th position up towards turn 4. Norris leaves the door open. Broadbent back through. Nicely done. Norris tries the undercut, though. The cutback coming out of turn 4.
He's going to work the inside line, but going the outside line, and vice versa. Still they go, side by side, on the final lap of the race.
And Jim has held it for now. Brilliant stuff.
On to fourth position. Different in tyre compounds at the moment. Nothing to separate the racing point with the McLaren as they go down. It's too tight, surely, to race down here. No, turn 10. They've just about got it. Oh, you can see that he's compromised on the exit here. And Lando Norris is going to get the momentum. He's going to get the position. It's fourth place for Lando Norris.
Jimmer just overcooked it at the left-hander of turn 10, and that got him loose. And Norris got alongside and got the DRS because he was just behind. But Guan Yu Zhou in the Renault is going to be the man that will come through to take victory, the first victory in the F1 Esports Virtual Grand Prix in Bahrain. Guan Yu Zhou has won the race. Stoffel Van Dorn has finished in second. What can Jimmy Broadbent do?
Oh no! And they've taken each other out at the end. And Broadbent's going to win this battle of the two drivers. They're at the back of the grid. They've made their way through to the front of the field, and it's Broadbent who beats Norris to the line. Fantastic action all the way to the end.
So Jimmy Broadbent fourth, Norris fifth, Nicholas Latifi in sixth place across the line, Salvadori in seventh. We're on board here with Esteban Gutierrez, who has been defeated by Nico Hülkenberg, who will come across the line in 10th place. The fireworks are illuminating the circuit in Bahrain. And here's Johnny Herbert. He hoped for a top 10 finish. He's going to miss out, but he had a fun race.
But he led. He led
by cutting turn 1, but he led.
That's fine. That's fine. Johnny Herbert over the line, led a few corners, finished in 13th. Are you not entertained?